Fire that on. Just like so. And let's see. Let's see about it. Uh-huh. And I can see that the audio is recording. That's good. And I'm in the space. Oh yeah, I got the camera. Oh, hey guys. So this podcast here is going to be, it's a little different, as you can see or tell. Dude, I've been fighting with technology all day. The amount of strife that I've gone through just to get to this point where I'm hitting record on that and this is insane. But we've got it. We're doing it now. And this is a podcast. It's still a podcast. It's even more of a podcast now because I have video and now I'm doing audio. It's finally happened. So this podcast is basically going to be, it's basically a test run because I have zero So the technology, that's going to be today's theme, is this technology, because I've been fighting with technology all day, struggling with technology all day, not understanding technology all day. But I'm here. I'm here and I'm doing it. And this is happening right now. So that's cool. But yeah, this podcast is going to be, like I said, a test run. It's basically a practice. I'm getting the angle right with my studio. It's not really going to be like an official podcast, dude. And so this is just where we are today. What I want to do with this podcast, why I'm doing it the way that I'm doing it right here, is I think I've got the audio down. I do have the audio down at this point in my life. I'm up to speed on the audio. I'm figuring out the video stuff. I have an iPhone 15 Pro. It's the best camera I've ever owned, and it's a pretty great camera, in fact. So all I'm trying to do is, all that I am doing is taking advantage of the technology that I have. So that's why I'm doing it like this. And it was only a matter of time before video came into the forefront. And, this is what it is. And so basically, let's get into why I'm so distraught, why I'm all worked up, because that's going to be everyone's main question. Why is he always like that? So I'm trying to strive forward in life, trying to create more context for who I am, making efforts to achieve and expand my being. And so technology, the podcast happens. The podcast has been happening. It started. It's now. It's here. And so I want to add video. Should be pretty simple, right? No, it's not. It's very hard. A lot of things in life are like that. You think it should just be easy. Oh, I'll go do this. And it's way harder than you think. A lot more to learn. A lot more information that you have not encountered. And I've had a pretty bad attitude about it today. And I can recognize that. So anyways, I have iPhone 15 Pro. I've had it for a few months. Grateful for it. It's an awesome piece of technology. And I want to record my podcast with my iPhone 15 Pro. Not a crazy concept. So iPhone 15 Pro has this feature called ProRes, where you can record extremely high quality video. The highest of qualities that an iPhone can achieve. But you need to hook up an external hard drive so that all that high quality footage can go into an external hard drive. So I've been reading about this for a month. Okay, I need to go to some sort of technology store like Best Buy and locate a USB-C flash drive. A flash drive. I remember flash drives back in the day. I remember regular USB flash drives when I was in like middle school and high school, putting all my files and stuff on there, all my papers and poetry or whatever. So I'm like, cool. It's cool that iPhone 15s have USB-C, this new capability, this new port. And so I go into Best Buy and I pick out an external hard drive that's USB-C Type-C, 128 gigs. Go to the checkout, ask the lady, hey, if this isn't enough storage for my iPhone, can I come back in and return it? Even though I'm going to break it tear open the packaging. Screensaver. These are the things no one else sees normally, whatever. So now I gotta scoot forward, whatever. So, so I buy this USB-C 128 gigs. I go out in my car, rip it open, plug it into my phone, go to the high quality setting on iPhone 15 camera, turn it on, blah, blah, blah. Pull up the camera. It says I got 9 minutes of recording time. I'm like, gonna need more storage. Go back inside the Best Buy. I'm still out in the parking lot. Go back in the Best Buy, see the lady. I said, hey, like I said, I'm gonna have to exchange this for a new one, get more storage. She's like, cool, whatever. Get the other USB-C. It's 512 gigs. I think it's gigs. Yeah. It was 128 gigs. I upgraded to 512. I figured that might be, 4 times the amount is probably sufficient, and I can lower the settings to get me more record time. Cool. I get back to my house, my apartment, where I'm at now, and I plug in the USB-C. I go to the settings, I change them up, and it says, I got 283 minutes of record time. I'm like, yes, let's go. I can record for 283 minutes at the highest quality level possible. I'm excited. I've got this cool product that my friend sent me, these cool headphones that I'm going to crack open and do a little unboxing video. Why not? I can. Why not? Why would I not do it? So I sit down. I'm all excited about this, and I'm doing the video. It's cool. And then I end the video. I hit the button to stop recording, and it's loading. I'm like, yeah, it's a good video. It's probably going to take a second. And then this error message pops up on my iPhone 15 Pro and says, slow recording speed. Your external hard drive cannot write fast enough. This message threw me for a loop. It's like, your external hard drive sucks, is basically it in a nutshell. Said, your hard drive is not good enough for this content, buddy. I'm like, dang it, whatever. I'm reading about it. I'm bickering to myself about it. I'm upset that the technology's not working. I spent all this money on it. I'm doing my due diligence. Like, this stuff should work. This is 2024. This stuff should be working. This technology, iPhone 15 I should be able to do this, right? So I'm like, okay, maybe it's just the hard drive. I'm like, maybe it's just the external flash drive. I just need to get a better one. So then I realized, oh yeah, I have a really good hard drive. It's right there. It's where I record all my music to. It's 2 terabytes. 2 terabytes is enough, right? And it's big. It makes noise when you plug it in. It's a big external hard drive. Gotta have a faster processing speed. I plug it into my iPhone 15 Pro for super high quality video. And it does the same error. Your external flash drive writes too slow for this content, son. So now I'm in a pickle. I'm standing there, basically behind me. You guys can see now. I'm in this other room. I'm out here, and I'm upset that this stuff isn't working. So anyways, I'm basically, I have to make a concession on the quality of my content here, because I can't get the highest quality, because I can't record, blah, blah, blah. I'm rambling for sure at this point. I don't even know what I'm talking about, dude. But anyways, long story short, long story longer, I'm recording this video with my basic iPhone 15 Pro settings, which at the end of the day is still really high quality. I cannot complain. And I guess I'm fingers crossed that it's going to capture it and save it into my iCloud, and I'll be able to transfer this video. I got a long road ahead of me of understanding, because I don't even know how to line up. It sounds so tedious to take the audio that I'm recording into the microphone, into the Mac, and then I'm going to have to somehow match this audio to the video that I'm recording from my iPhone. It's like, there's got to be easier ways to do it. And this is, and I'm glad that I could ramble there for 10 minutes about that, because at the end of the day, I am fortifying through all of this, all of these barriers. And it might seem menial to some people. It might seem like this It's not that serious. It doesn't matter. But this stuff, like figuring this stuff out, is so important to me. And I need to realize that as I'm learning how to podcast, learning how to create content, that it's a journey. And I know part of the value of what I'm creating, or the entertainment of it, is going to be that my close friends and people that follow me on Instagram or YouTube, they're going to see this grow. They're going to see it progress. I know it's primitive. I know I don't have a theme to my podcast. I know the video sucks. You know, I had a friend call me today. He's like, dude, what are you doing with your podcast? He's like, your podcast sucks. You know, I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, get it together, bro. He's like, niche down, get you some nice quality content, start making shorts, hire a guy off Fiverr from across the country, across the world, get him to make you some short content. I'm like, you know what, you're right. But I know why. And then, you know, I actually kind of illuminate to him, you know, like the reason I'm doing it, it's very much more personal and deeper. And I do not want to forget why I'm doing this podcast. I do not want to lose sight of why I'm here and why this matters to me. You know, I do not want to lose sight of that. So I can't think for everyone else. I can't harbor everyone else's outside viewpoints and opinions about what I'm doing. And I'm sure as heck not going to let that hold me back and stop me from pursuing what I want to pursue. I'm not going to let it happen. I'm not going to let any fear get in the way. I'm not going to let any doubt about not knowing enough. I will not let my ignorance stop me from progressing and creatively becoming more expressive. I'm on this path. Like I said, podcast 9, I'm on an ultralight beam. This is a God dream. So up here on this shelf, check it out. Today on the podcast, I'm drinking protein, as you can see. I put some coffee beans in there and some ice. That's an ASMR right there. And like I said, this podcast isn't going to have much of a point. But it's more about, one, seeing if my iPhone can record a 20-minute video. And then it's going to be about, can I patch the video with the audio, as I've said. What else we got here on the podcast today? Oh, yeah. How about this? Today we've got a pineapple paradise. And you can see that right there. iPhone 15 Pro has got to be adjusting the clarity or focus. It has to be. Watch me pull this video off and it's all blurry or something. I mean, I'm really, my hopes of this video panning out, dude, I might not even hit record. I mean, I should actually probably check. Please tell me I'm recording. Yes, it's recording. Let's go. So that's good. So today, I'm drinking some organic kombucha. And it says tasty and fizzy on it. And it's a probiotic tea. And it says pineapple paradise. Pineapple, passion fruit, and green tea, son. Loaded up. Never had it. Here we go. And you hear that. And you see it, too. I mean, I wish you could taste it. But, so I've never had this. It might be the worst thing ever. I don't really know what to expect. I don't really even know what kombucha is, but here we go. Oh, dang. Oh, my goodness. It's going to clear out my digestive for sure. That's wait, what does that taste like? Hang on. Oh, man, it goes down. It's almost, I mean, it's fizzy, that's for sure. Dang, it's hang on here. Interesting. Excuse me. Very interesting. Wow. And that tastes kind of like vinegar. Hang on. So I have to get this right. The reason I keep reaching for the Mac is because the screensaver pops up. I'll have to problem solve that too. Troubleshoot. I mean, this podcast is all about troubleshooting some technology. I can go on my Mac settings and turn off the screensaver. I can say to never dim. I'll problem solve that when the podcast is over. So, dude, I've just been fighting with technology all day. There was something else too that I was like, why is this happening type thing. Oh yeah, before I start the podcast, I'm out in the living room and I'm, getting ready. I'm like, podcast time. I'm getting that excited feeling and come back in to start it up, and I'm missing the adapter that these headphones, this wire here runs down to my interface, and it's a jack. It basically a connector, a small connector basically. And I can't find it. It's not where it always is. I'm like, why is this happening? It's always right there, or it's always up on my shelf on this little container piece where I keep other little small things. And it's not there. And I start thinking, where is this connector? Where could it have gone? And then I remember that Remy was on this counter earlier that day. And you can logically think through that he jumped up on there and he batted the connector. He batted it right into the carpet. And I can't, and it's basically the same color as my carpet. It's like a golden color. And I'm on the ground. I'm crawling around on this floor right before I start the podcast, combing my fingers through the carpet. Where's the adapter? Please. I've come so far today. I've thought through so many technological problems. And now this, Remy, why? And I'm angry with my cat. Remy's my cat, for anyone that doesn't know. And I'm feeling underneath this basket. I'm feeling underneath the pillow. I'm crawling around my stew. And I'm like, where is it? I'm getting more and more defeated. I start saying these words like, this is it. Like I'm giving up on the day. I'm about to just turn all this off and go in the other room and take a nap. And I reach my hand under this rug and I find it. I'm like, let's go. Plug it in, bink, turn that on, turn this on. And now 18 minutes later, here we are. So Another piece of the conversation with my friend today was making sense of this podcast, making it make sense to more people. I know the podcast is called Gimme the Keys, and I know people probably haven't listened to, they probably listened to maybe 10%. Maybe they've listened to one episode, and they're like, I don't get it, or they're like, there's no theme, or why would I care about what this guy's saying, or why would I ever share this? There's nothing here for me to grab onto. And I can reason with that perspective from my friend Dylan, from Dilly. And I'm just telling him, as I'm talking to him, I'm understanding it. I'm like, well, first things first, like I'm doing this podcast because it's fun and creative for me. And it matters to me. And there's a lot of deeper things that, but those are personal. So I can compartmentalize that. The other thing is, it's a personal narrative. It's personal documentation, like I referenced to earlier. The other people that are going to see this podcast being created, they're going to be seeing the progression. They're along for the journey of it becoming more than what it is, and it's going to make more sense to more people over time. The other thing is, I don't want to make money off this right now. I don't want this to be a business plan. I don't want to funnel all my creativity into some marketing scheme. I don't want to do that. And, I don't want to constrain all of this fun and creativity. I don't want to constrain it, and this is me. And I told him, this is my personal brand. There it is. I said it. Personal brand. That's what this is. That's what that is. That's what the Instagram is. That's what the writing is. That's what the music is. Hey, everybody, this is what I'm doing. And I'm 27 and I'm here to do this. You know? And I'm working through them all. I'm working through all this stuff, you know? I guarantee, as the screensaver comes back, it's not perfect. And I guarantee maybe the angle's not right, you know? Maybe I can find a better angle. I bet you I can. You know, maybe I'll have it here because I'm talking here, but the camera's there. I don't want to be staring into the camera, but maybe that's the most personal. Maybe that's the most direct, you know? I can look at a camera, whatever, dude. So, you know, I'm figuring this all out. It's not pretty. It's not perfect. It might not make sense, but it's informative to me right up here. That's the only thing that I care about right now. And I can have a vision, and part of having a vision is you're not going to get instant gratification. Those things are opposite. Having long-term vision and instant gratification don't sit pretty together. They aren't the same things. So I can have a vision, I can fortify through it, I can be humble, I can be vulnerable, I can be silly and be like, I can recognize and be self-aware enough to know when something's not working, you know, and I can be aware enough to when it's like something that is no longer fun to me. If I don't like it anymore, I don't do it. But for right now, I like the podcast. They're fun for me, and they matter to me, and they're meaningful. And I have gotten to I've learned really important things about my life and myself through this process. It's very cathartic. It's very therapeutic. And I get to share that with people. And if one person listens to it, which one person has, then I win, you know? The only components that need to be in place is myself, the mic here that creates the openness, the mic is it's like the spirit, man. The mic right now is like the spirit. It's pulling me into the now. It's causing me to say what's meaningful and true to me. It's holding me accountable to what's meaningful and true, you know? And the other piece is, as long as I can put this out into a format where someone else can hear it, and only one person has to hear it for this to work, for the concept that I just explained about the mic being this, you know, something different. You know, the mic is very, very special to this process. You know, there's a lot in this space. The picture, kombucha, light, poster behind me, the chair, the stool, but the most important element is right here, this little thing right here that captures my voice. Without it, none of this is possible. And this is the focus, is the podcast. And I don't want the camera and I don't want the video to take away from what I know the podcast is. It's audio, it's thought, it's communication, dialogue. Like I've said, creativity. So we'll wrap that up. 23 minutes. Put a timestamp on it. I'm going to miss the long drive through Estes Park, the video that I was using for all the other podcasts, but they're there. They're still on the podcast. You can go back and listen to those episodes and watch those videos. But now we're getting content, higher quality content, more video, more personal, less veneer, less blocking me from you. So that's where we're at. Pod 16. It's a weird one, but it's a goodie. Let's go.